right. Oop, God, make it work there. There we go. Hey,
Yeah, so I just don't know what to do anymore. I think I'm just gonna quit writing and collecting books and just move to a cabin in Alaska.
Well, you got to think about like this
mhm.
is Super Bowl weekend, so you got to think about it from the perspective of Lovecraft. And when he was 22, you remember he was playing linebacker for the Providence Patriots. You
Oh my
know,
Okay.
God.
Oh, and then he tore his ACL,
if
and
that's why he went into writing, man.
yeah.
Oh, that and steroids.
The
Oh,
things you learn on
The
this
steroids.
podcast, man.
yeah.
Well,
So that's where the story, the running back from Yuggoth comes from.
He was on
Well,
the juice too.
hmm,
I said he was on the juice too.
that's right.
Everybody was doing it in the 20s.
Well, hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Lovecraft Easing podcast. Every week we discuss, cosmic horror, weird fiction, Lovecraftian horror, all kinds of horror genre topics, you name it. So, um, yeah, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and we're all here instead. And so is the audience. Unless you're watching later, then I guess
Actually,
you're
my
not here.
wife suggested that we do this every year because geeky guys like us need something to do when the Super Bowl is on.
Yeah, very true. And the audience too,
I mean,
our
I made a
cool
big
geeky
batch of
audience.
Korean wings, and I made a big batch of chili, big batch of Korean wings. I mean, if that's not football, I don't know what is.
Oh no, we're cooking and I'm like, but I don't even know who's in the game. I don't know any of the players. I could care less. Um,
I only know because Danielle told me Seahawks and the Patriots.
Yeah,
oh
and
yeah.
I love football, but watching the Seahawks and the Patriots is like a kind of horror. It's like the body horror. I just can't watch it. It's too much for me.
It's coast
Mm.
versus coast.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote one of my favorite players, George Kittle. I hope they both lose. So
Well, Danielle's from Illinois, so she's upset that the Bears didn't go all the way.
Oh, boo hoo. I've been a Browns fan my whole life.
Yeah, well then maybe you might want to take that up with my wife. So
Well, Bronzo and I are probably Philly fans, and that's been depressing for the last 40 years.
It's even worse,
they
Pete.
won a Super Bowl last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, they still suck.
I'm
Well,
not
They
a Philly.
do, but they also won a Super Bowl like a year ago.
Stop
It's
that.
not 40 years.
Browns fan.
Raiders.
Yeah, Matt has something to
you're
complain
the
about.
Raiders?
I never have to worry about a Super Bowl.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
There you go.
Raiders.
This reminds me of a episode of Angel where Lauren's throwing that party, in season 5 where they're at Wolfram and Hart, and Angel's hiding out in his office. Lauren comes in there looking for him, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be out there partying." And he's like, "I'm busy." Lauren looks at his desk; it's blank. He goes, "With what?" He goes, "I'm brooding." And Lauren looks over this way, and he goes, "Oh, you're watching hockey." And Angel's like, "Yeah, but my team is losing." So, yes,
So
I'm
let me
Mike
ask you a
Davis.
question. How
Yeah.
big of an Angel fan are you in that you can name what season that's in?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy. There's only 5 seasons anyway. Yeah, ask me another one. Yeah, I'm Mike Davis. Welcome. Oh, Puppy Bowl. Thank you, Scott. I forgot about that.
Oh,
And let's see. We've got Alan Hughes here, Ben Handelman. By the way, Ben, I wanted to tell you I'm so happy that you're able to come more regularly at the moment. So it's good to see you.
No, thank you for having me. It's
Yeah.
so I guess I'll just introduce myself right now as well. Ben Handelman. I actually work for chess.com, and we literally just finished an event like half an hour ago. So I worked like a nice 10-hour day and then jumped right in so I could make sure that someone gets at least 3 jokes about Mike being old and before the end of the
I
show.
appreciate it. Yeah. Alan, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, just Alan Hughes, Patreon, and doer of various tasks at the easing.
I am in the process of tightening up, revamping the Patreon. levels. And for anyone listening who's not a Patreon, or if you are and you missed the announcement in the Patreon, we're doing Call of Cthulhu role-playing games now. We've just started that. And that's only available to Patreons. And at the bottom level and up, that's fine. You don't have to spend a lot of money. $5 a month will get you on the, as well as all the other perks of being a Patreon. So something to think about. Pete, want to
Hi.
introduce yourself?
Not particularly.
You don't have to.
Pete Rollick, writer, drunkard.
Mhm.
Well, that makes you a citizen of the world.
Yeah. Bookseller, party planner.
Drunkard.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yesterday I was at the storage unit working on the storage unit, and this couple came in and they were like 3 doors down on me, and every other word out of their mouths was "fuck you." I'm not
Jeez.
doing, yeah, and it's just like, and it's like, I talked to my wife about it, and you'll love this, DeBronzo. She said they're from Jersey. That's just a Jersey relationship.
Oh, she's
True
not too
love.
far off.
It's inspiring is what it
Like,
is.
I literally heard the words, I don't care how much it's worth. I'm not taking that fucking thing back to my fucking house.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds right. It does sound right.
That's the New Jersey love language.
Yeah. So,
Very emotional to the point.
so yeah. Nothing, I mean,
Bronzo. Sorry, Pete, go on.
no, it's just like, and you're like, nothing against Jersey people, like, but apparently I
fine
just
either
didn't
way,
spend
man.
enough time there.
I've spent too much time here. So, yeah,
Bronzo, you want to introduce yourself?
sure. Michael DeBronzo, architectural designer, middle-aged, ball of fire. Can't wait for the work week to start.
I bet.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Matt, do you have a prize?
Yes, I
Hector
do. There's
Carpenter?
a web comic that's been going since 2008 called Sandra and Woo. I guess about this girl and her traveling companion who's a raccoon. Supposedly it's pretty funny. We've got an art book from the comic, which is actually quite good. If you'd like to win this art book, send an email to Easy Prizes and put at gmail.com and put Sandra in the subject heading. It takes us at least 6 to 8 weeks to get around to drawing a winner. So you got plenty of time if you want to get an entry in, because if you don't enter, there's no way you're winning this.
Can't win if you don't play.
Which one's Sandra and which one's Woo?
I think Woo must be the raccoon guy, but to be honest, I've never read the webcomic and I don't know how I ended up with it. I think it was a stupid Kickstarter impulse pack.
Knowing you,
You're a
yes.
sucker for Kickstarters.
Yeah.
I have actually cut back, although it doesn't seem like it.
Well, Josh Mallerman was scheduled for today, and then I emailed him like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, we may have a problem. Are you a big football fan? And he's like, yeah. I was like, the Super Bowl's on the 8th when you're scheduled. So he'll be here next week. So
So do you know what I learned today?
what did you learn?
Next year, the Super Bowl is already scheduled. You know what day it is?
A Sunday?
February
do.
14th.
Yep, Valentine's Day.
Really?
Yeah. There are going to be a lot of
Oh.
disappointed women next year.
Really? Boy, that is a choice for you. Danielle and I decided a long time ago when we first dated that we were not going to celebrate Valentine's Day. So we never have. Yeah. So yeah, well, if you're here for Josh Mallerman, just wait a week and he'll be here. It's going to be a fun conversation. He's always great to chat with. All right. I already heard about this, so maybe we'll just get the abbreviated version. But Iron Lung, Ben, whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
you talked about it on Friday night, but not on the podcast.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Iron Lung is an independent horror film that came out last weekend. And it's completely independent. So it's made by a YouTuber named Markiplier. So he's a pretty big YouTuber. And I guess the studios didn't sign on to it. It's based on a video game he played on stream, and so he got the rights. He wrote, directed, and starred in it. And he's practically the only actor. There's some voices, and that's pretty much it. And it ended up being a big hit last weekend. It didn't quite like it was about 1 million short of beating out Sam Raimi's new film, but made a lot of money. It won the week. And for less, he also had it independently distributed, so the numbers are actually way behind if you like follow the box office stuff. And they independently distributed it and got it a wide release just by calling movie theaters. So its second weekend is just finishing up right now. I believe it's at something like 11 times its budget in the box office already. Massive success. And
Yeah.
as it relates to our subject matter, it is very cosmic horror based. So just to give like the barest explanation of the story without spoiling it, it's set in the future after like we've gone to space, and all of a sudden one day, all the planets and stars disappear from the universe. And so the only people left are those who are on space stations and spaceships. And they find a moon with like this ocean of blood on it. And so the main character is a convict who's like he goes into this ocean of blood in a small sub, and once he finishes this job, supposedly he'll be freed, and that's how the story starts.
Well, I didn't know that all the planets and stars disappeared.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, hell, that's cosmic horror for sure.
yeah, it's so
What
like
could
right
do
at the
that, you know,
opening,
that kind of thing.
right at the opening, they tell you that, so it's not like that's not a spoiler. That's how the film starts, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of it's an interesting concept, like imagining like they talk about like the dead lights, which are the stars, because the stars are gone, but the light is still traveling to you,
Yeah,
and
right.
there's nothing there. So it's just it's definitely cosmic horror, and I think most people who watch the podcast would actually love this movie. So if
Okay.
it's screening near you, I highly recommend it.
It
And
sounds like
also,
he didn't change the game very much or anything from the game, did he?
I have not played the game yet. That's my son's job. Like I bought it for him. I'm like, here, go play this and tell me how it is. Um, but I know that
he's
like
got it rough, man.
yeah, you don't have to have played the game or anything. It has like its own story. It does its own thing. I don't know if it's a remake. It sounds like it's just a remake of the game, but I'm not 100% sure because I've been working all week. I don't have time to play a video game right now. But the
Real
movie
quick,
itself is fantastic.
also, I didn't realize Sam Raimi has a movie out right now, so that's interesting.
Does Send Help or something like that?
Yeah, Send Help, Survival. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that. I mean, I hope it comes to video sometime soon.
Yeah,
But
he said so after like the big success of last weekend, it was actually supposed to leave theaters. So kind of like Godzilla minus one, the theaters
Yeah.
extended the run past the first week because it was successful. Doubt it'll run as long as Godzilla minus one did, which had several months, and I think was only pulled from theaters because Toho has a deal with Legendary where they can't screen both Godzillas in the theater at the same time. But he did say that he's looking into like not just streaming and you know digital rentals and stuff, but a physical release. The problem is because he's 100% independent, he's actually got to hire people to translate the subtitles before they
Yeah.
can, and he's got to find a company to put it on disc because he's not with Warner Brothers, he's not with Disney, he's not with
Yeah.
even some of the smaller production companies. So he's got to try to figure all this out himself.
Okay. Matt, Lovecraftian movie night, which you run on Saturday nights, you guys watched Man Finds Tape, and I've seen that. What did you think? What did the gang think?
Well, this was actually, I knew very little about the movie going in. It it's sort of like in the genre of found footage, but not exactly. It's sort of in the genre of cursed tapes, but
Yeah.
not really. It is just sort of almost a unique amalgam of the two, and I thought it was extremely original and clever for this kind of genre. I thought it was surprisingly good. The script was good. The mystery was very interesting. I thought the acting was pretty good. So everybody pretty much enjoyed it. I don't think anyone who hadn't seen it knew what the hell was happening. So it ends up being quite surprising.
Yeah.
For the money, which was this is on an almost non-existent budget, the special effects were very good. And I'm because it's so new, I don't want to do any spoiling, but it also fits in another kind of genre. I guess I don't even want to mention it. I think
Yeah.
anybody who likes cosmic horror would enjoy this. I think anybody who has some kind of fondness for the cursed film or found footage kind of movies would also very much enjoy it. I
Okay.
thought it was a very nice surprise. I was so pleasantly surprised.
I liked it quite a bit. And it's always good watching a movie, reading a book, TV series, whatever, when it's different, when there is a surprise, you know? So,
It doesn't outweigh it's only about an hour and a half, so it certainly does not outstay its welcome. The pacing is such that it works at coming in at just under an hour and a half. I never felt like the wind dropped out of the sails or anything. I thought it was continuous momentum that was building up. And even when it's done, there's some things where it's just ambiguous what the hell happened, which I also liked.
yeah.
It manages to have a decent amount of action for a found footage or pseudo documentary movie. It like you said, it builds the tension and it delivers at the end.
I don't know anything about the filmmakers, if this was their first foray or what, but it was, I thought, a rather accomplished effort.
It's produced by Benson and Moorhead, so that's
Oh, there you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, are those the
They really love
those-
the endless.
yeah.
so they must have liked the story. I guess it would really fit in with their vibe quite well.
Yeah, it would.
It You have to pay a few bucks to stream it on Prime currently,
$6.99.
Yeah.
but what worth the money, especially if you can get someone else to pay for it.
Missed
Like
my
to
chance last night.
There you go. I'd like to throw out a few recommendations for everyone and mention a few books that are coming up. First of all, there's a book called Dark Stars, edited by Dan Coxon, Coxon, and it's as of this moment, it's still only $1.99 on Kindle. So if you're a Kindle person, you should grab that because it's a really good anthology. Another one I want to mention is because I was talking about this the other night at the Patreon hangout, Matt, and you were surprised about it. You hadn't heard about it, and I realized I probably haven't talked about this as much as I should have. But this is a horror anthology called Isolation, and it's got writers like Joe Lansdale, Paul Tremblay, Laird Barron, of course, and I'll just read the back. It's different. I like it a lot. Lost in the wilderness or alone in the dark, isolation remains one of our deepest held fears. This horror anthology from Shirley Jackson and British Fantasy Award finalist Dan Coxon calls on leading horror writers to confront the dark moments, the challenges that we must face alone, survivors in a world gone silent, the outcast shunned by society, the quiet voice trapped in the crowd, the lonely and forgotten screaming into the abyss. Experience the chilling terrors of isolation. And just throw out a few more names too. M.R. Carey, Brian Evanson is in it. Ramsey Campbell is in it. Tim Levin, Alison Littlewood. Let's see, Gwendolyn Keist is in it too. It's a lot of really, really good writers.
And for those that don't know, M.R. Carey is also known as Mike Carey.
Mhm.
Written a lot of supernatural horror, wrote a bunch of comic books, like he wrote the Lucifer series and X-Men and a bunch of other great stuff. Mike had him on for Girl with All the Gifts.
Yeah, we should have. It's been a couple, 3 or 4 years. We should have him on again.
Yeah.
I need to remember to do that. Okay, so I talked about isolation. I got a little list here. Dark Stars. Be sure to pick that up. Jeff Ford. We're emailing back and forth right now to schedule him to get him on. But Jeffrey Ford's got a new book coming up, a collection called Pandemonium Waltz. What a great title. And it releases February the 15th. So basically, yeah, exactly a week from today. So for those who are listening who are not familiar with Jeffrey Ford, you should correct that. He's a really great writer of weird fiction and horror and dark fantasy. And, you can't really peg him down, which is a good thing. So we'll get him on soon. And then Catriona Ward, who's really, she really is, well, last couple of years, she's had a lot of good stuff out. And this one's called Nowhere Burning. Now, I haven't read this yet. I'm still scheduling her for sometime this year, but this comes out on February the 24th. And now nothing, and I'm mentioning a couple of collections and stories in books that I haven't read yet, because these people are going to be on the podcast, and they're going to be great books. Whatever they write is good. Nowhere Burning is a harrowing tale of survival that places the dark fairy tales of Peter Pan and the ruthless dangers of Lord of the Flies into the unforgiving maw of the Colorado Rockies. So I won't read the whole thing, but you can always pre-order a book, and please pre-order Jeff's book, Pandemonium Waltz. So yeah. Last but not least, Pete, have you heard of this, or any of you, have you heard of this Atlas Lovecraft? That's in French only right now, currently.
Let me.
You're muted, Pete. You're muted. There you
For
go.
fuck's sake.
There is.
I have heard about it. I have not heard anything about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is in French.
Yeah.
But I think I'm hoping that it'll be available in English, and it just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Just go through a few of these here.
Well, this does look very pretty.
Yeah.
Does it say how to get a copy? Do you have to order it like from French Amazon or something?
I don't know. Maybe somebody could Google that while we're talking here. I'm looking at the HP Lovecraft wiki on this.
French, but most of the maps look like they're in English.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah. Last but not least, and Anna Tambour. I said I'm going to mention this book on today's podcast, and she's like, "No, don't mention it till you read it, because I don't, I don't hit it off. My writing doesn't hit it off with everyone." But the thing is, Anna Tambour, once again, if she writes a book, it's going to be damn good. So if you're an Anna Tambour fan, her new book is called "How Much Is That Mermaid?" And it looks like some sort of dark fantasy. Yeah. So, and it's only $3.99 on Kindle. So there are the books I wanted to throw out at everybody. And if you're not an Anna Tambour fan, you should be. So,
I really, really enjoyed The Finest Ass in the Universe. Um,
Who wouldn't? Yeah,
So,
oh man, this Atlas Lovecraft, $80.
That sounds, I mean, that doesn't sound out of line for the kind of book it is.
That's true. That's very true. Um, let me put that on the side chat for everybody.
It's the shipping that's kind of the deadly secret there.
Yeah.
It's like with tariffs and
Just as
international shipping.
purchase price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
So-
don't know. This like when those Beranger books come out, I often will get them when they first come out, and I have some in French, which isn't so bad because I can read the story, the Dunwich Horror, for example, and look at the photos, look at the
Right.
pictures of his art. But it's different in something like this, where I'm certain the descriptive text is going to be very important. So I just wouldn't pick this up in French. I'd have to get something that I could read.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to,
It sure does look attractive.
yeah, I would like to contact the publisher at some point and ask them that. So, you know.
Another bit of news this week, Mike, that most people
Yes.
probably saw was Paul Tremblay's Head Full of Ghost is going to film
Yeah.
Yep.
with David Harbour.
Yep.
Speaking of David Harbour, did I see that what's his name? The original Hellboy is coming back for a new movie?
Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
I know he
Mm,
wants to. I don't know if
Hmm.
he's
I,
is.
I think some of that's just rumors that fans have run away with.
Okay.
Well, he's actually said in an interview, like, I owe it to the fans to, we were supposed to have our closure, and he wants to do it, but that's just,
But he always says he only
it
do
is.
it with Del Toro directing.
yeah. So, and he's, not
Yeah.
knocking his age, but he's up there now.
Well,
I would also
So-
say it's not like he's like an actor that can't find work. Like he's constantly doing stuff. So even if the project were to come up, they'd have to try to fit it. Like he's in the Fallout series right now. I don't know. He's voiced probably half a dozen video games over the last 5 years. He's
What's he in Fallout?
He's a super mutant.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who will have a bigger role next season.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was really pleasantly surprised when those two Hellboy movies came out. I just think they're
Yeah.
great.
Well, the Ron Perlman's great. I actually thought that the David Harbour movie was okay. Wasn't great, it was okay, but I enjoyed the Jack Kesey Crooked Man movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
It-
going to ask about that. Yeah.
it's
Tell me
kinda-
about that.
It's not don't even think of it in the same sense. It's more like
Right.
think of it as like a standalone comic book issue where they have to go out and investigate. And I thought it was actually a very well done kind of assessment of him confronting some kind of witchcraft. I thought they could actually take that little movie and spin out a series of similar features, and it would have been worth watching. But I don't know if they ever decided to put a sequel on the board.
Which makes sense because that one is based on basically a standalone story.
Oh, it is. I didn't know that.
That's
Crooked Man.
really great, and it hews very close. The thing is, it's funny because a lot of Hellboy fans don't generally like any of the other movies because while Del Toro starts kind of in a similar place as the first Hellboy miniseries, it very much goes in a different direction and really plays up like the comedy elements and stuff. And the Hellboy stuff gets really, really dark. If you haven't read it, it's quite amazing. There's a lot of questions about like fate and how how you can deal with knowing that what's coming and things like that. And Mike Mignola's art is obviously awesome, but yeah, as much as I'd love to see Ron Perlman return to even just voicing the role, I have my doubts.
Yeah.
Maybe an animated film.
Yeah, he did voice a couple of animated films, I think.
Yeah.
Back in the 2000s.
I think there were two, right?
Yeah.
Sword of Iron or something like that. And
Blood.
I can't remember the other one.
Yeah.
Well, that first Hellboy movie, okay, agree or disagree that that's cosmic horror, at least some part of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I would say all the Hellboy stuff is in that. Maybe they're not all like directly cosmic horror because a lot of it is very much like investigating supernatural events.
Yeah,
If you read the comics,
I
but
got to rewatch that movie.
there's absolutely a cosmic horror background to it with the oh, what do they call the big monster in
Yo,
space?
good, no good.
Uh, Whatever Pete
Yeah, but
just
I mean,
said.
yeah, it's right in the beginning of the first movie. That's cosmic horror right there.
Yeah.
It's
Opening a portal, you know,
I'm
all
trying to
the
remember what book they quote. It's not the Necronomicon. That is it. On the Spreckling Colton
I thought it was
or
De
the
Vermis
Vermis
I
Mysterium?
thought, yeah, I thought Matt's correct. That's Dave Verbis Mysterion, the Robert Bloch's one.
All right.
because it's got vermis, and everyone knows that mean worm.
Yeah.
So I just looked, Alan. It didn't occur to me before now, but we should probably put Hellboy on the Lovecraftian cosmic horror movies list on the website.
oh
What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I mean, I like all of them to a degree. The last one, yeah, the Crooked Man is folk horror. So that's
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah,
It's good to know.
it's just think of it as a completely separate
Right.
from either the Ron Perlman or the David Harbour effort. It's like just think of it as a completely different product line almost.
For those who
There's
don't
nothing wrong with
know,
it.
what, Pete?
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
No. For those who don't know, Alan and I maintain on the Lovecraft Easing website a list of our favorite cosmic horror Lovecraftian movies. And it's lovecrafteasing.com or lovecraftzine.com, but they both go to the same place. And just at the top, just click on that, and you're gonna have a lot of movies to watch. So enjoy.
I would like to also bring something to attention. If you don't know, Gary Beatty is, I guess, an artist. I think he's from the UK. And for a while, he was publishing a Lovecraftian webcomic called The Gods of Azurn,
Hmm.
Aazurn. Uh, well, that finished, and he started a new one riffing on the Dunwich Horror, but he's got a Kickstarter going currently, uh, which is the whole run of the Gods of Azurn. So it's a Lovecraftian webcomic. Now it's going to be in physical form. And it's got like 10 days or so left to go on Kickstarter. I just suggest that to people who might be interested in a Lovecraftian original story that's not an adaptation of one of the typical Lovecraft fiction.
I was gonna ask Alan to put it in the YouTube side chat, but he's probably already doing it. So
Yeah.
uh yeah, thanks for all the help. That sounds great. I'm gonna check that out. I don't think I've read that webcomic. I think it's something I've heard of it.
I do not know if it's still available for free online.
Hmm.
But his Dunwich Horror comic, he's putting up a new strip, like I think it's once a week currently.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alan thanks, Alan. He put it in the side chat for everyone.
But what I do is click on that, check the art. I think some of the art is quite good.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the Kickstarter. So, by the way, if you're listening later on Spotify or Apple or whatever, and you're driving your car to work and you're listening to us, um, uh, glad you're here. But when we say things like the side chat, this show starts live on Sundays on YouTube. So that's what we're talking about. And you can go back and look at that if you need to find a link or something. So what else have you guys read or watched that you want to put out there for people real quick? I want to talk about the Burbs too.
Okay, I am actually currently reading this book where Wilbur Whateley is corresponding to a book agent in England, written by our own Pete Rawlick. It's like the letters of Wilbur Whateley. He spent ages trying to acquire texts and books, and Pete Rawlik loves the movie 84 Charing Cross Road. So it's like basically Wilbur Whateley is now the correspondent with the bookseller in England trying to get these forbidden tomes and whatnot. But it's more than that. It is taking me longer to get through it than I would like because, as usual with a Pete Rawlik book, every damn name that he drops, there's something. It's something you didn't realize. Okay, this name's familiar. Why is this name familiar? You look, oh, that one's one he took from August Derleth, The Lurker at the Threshold. Okay, all right. Well, oh, here's one from Notebook Found in a Deserted House by Robert Bloch. So if you don't want to just bleep right through it, you're going to end up doing a lot of referring to the internet to try and figure out who's doing what. Very enjoyable. I don't know if it's found a publisher yet, but this seems to me like this is going to be a smash.
We thought we had a publisher and they ran into some money troubles, so they backed out. But we have a meeting tomorrow.
Okay, well, it's like I said, it's really enjoyable. It's just if you want to read it assiduously, you can't just, or at least I can't, because I don't know all these things, Pete, and you don't put in footnotes. And so I blame you.
So, I turned in another project that actually let me put footnotes in, and I ran to 200 footnotes.
Jeez, I'm not surprised.
On something that was only like 10,000 words.
Holy moly!
So yeah, we're doing some editing on that, but yeah, I think in the last 6 months we've turned in 8 projects.
Wow.
And most of them have homes, and at least 2 or 3 will be out for Necro. So we're looking forward to that. Now this is plan, and I know what happens when we plan. Some things just never materialize, but yeah, we're looking at least 2. One of which is not even done yet, which I'm literally like, I have to write a 20,000 word novella. I'm at like 11,000, 12,000 words. So
Pete, do you have a table at Necro?
I do not yet.
Okay, well, Niels usually gives me one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can all share one like we usually do.
Yep.
He's really busy right now. I'm trying not to bug him about it, but he usually gives me one.
I think Weird House is coming as well, and they've published a lot of my work, so I'll have to split time between the 2 tables. But yeah.
Scott wants to know what the title of the book that you're reading is again, Matt.
I don't know if the title's been finalized.
Okay.
Let me see here. It is Letters of Wilbur Whateley.
Okay.
Well, let me see what I can pull up and tell you exactly what the title is, because I think nobody's going to beat me to it right now.
Well, you'll definitely beat me to it because I'm not searching. So,
while you're doing that, I can go real quick because it's a book you've already covered a few months ago, but
sure.
I just finished reading one book and I'm about 3/4 of the way through another. So I finished reading this book called The Fisherman by this guy, John Langan, I think.
Really haven't heard of it, but go on.
And then I started this other book called Coffin Moon by Keith Rawson. And I would say these are both really great books, but I put them on like the opposite ends of the horror literary spectrum. Langan's book is very literary. I mean, the prose is amazing and it's intricate and everything. And Coffin Moon is so awesome, but it's just like a straight action horror vampire novel set in the 70s. And it's so great. And
if you like Christopher Buehlman's Lesser Dead and what's the one set in the 80s?
Suicide Motor Club.
Suicide Motor Club, yeah.
So I would just say, like, people should go back and watch that interview. But this book is it's such a great throwback and it's so fun to read. Even though if you get some of the gun stuff a little wrong, it's really enjoyable and the he does a great job of the vampires being like extra evil monster vampires.
What interview? The one I did with him?
Yeah, you did an interview with him 4 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push your channel.
I appreciate that.
I love
No,
that.
I just didn't know if there was another one that I needed to check out. So yeah.
the current working title is The Collected Letters of Wilbur Whateley, Volume 1, Marks and Company Booksellers, 1918 to 1928.
Scott asked if it was on Kindle.
Wait. Volume 1?
Well,
hopeful.
it's a tease.
Okay.
The idea is literally the idea is that somebody comes along and finds Wilbur Whateley's letters in the Miskatonic archives and decides to publish them. And this is the first volume.
Is this just his correspondence with one person, or
It's his correspondence with the booksellers.
okay?
There's like, I think one other, like, I've seen, like, he gets a couple other letters from other people, but they're more just functional bridge letters to
Yes.
get you to a place in the story.
Yeah, correct. Which actually is so the book that this is based off of, and the movie the book and the movie is called 84 Charing Cross Road. It's about a woman who's a screenwriter, television writer in New York City. She can't find the books she wants, so she establishes a working relationship with a bookseller in London, and they send her books, and she sends them letters over the course of 20, 30 years. And they develop this wonderful relationship.
It's a lovely movie. It's not cosmic horror. It's just a lovely, thoughtful movie.
It's literally just about two people who love books.
And Bancroft is wonderful.
Anthony Hopkins is wonderful too.
In the 80s?
Yeah, I think so.
87.
There is also another person in this movie that nobody really knows about because he has like 30 seconds of screen time. But it's Tony Todd.
Wow.
Really?
Tony Todd is the maintenance worker that's replacing a light bulb that tells her that the building that she lives in is contaminated with asbestos.
Oh.
And that she's going to have to move.
Yeah, the Final Destination Bloodlines when his scene.
Right.
The director told him to just say whatever he wanted to say. Just
Sure.
ad-lib it. And he talked about how precious life is and hold on to it as tight as you can and for as long as you can. Words to that effect.
Anyway, thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah. So what, Pete? Sorry.
I said thank you, Matt.
Oh, well, it's true. I'm not blurbing this because I wouldn't just blurb it. I just think I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Although you're pissing me off, man.
Because you're gonna have to buy books, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, one of the things I did with this is like I found copies of the London Times review of books from the 1910s to the 1920s.
Oh wow, where did you track that down?
I found it at a library sale, and I have 5 volumes of it. Hold on.
Oh, for those listening, this has not been released yet. It's still looking for a publication home. I'm reading an advanced copy.
Pete, do you need us to send paramedics?
Hold on. This is all of 1927, the London Times book review.
How many pages is that? Flip it to the side. Man, you could kill somebody with that. It's huge.
Something we all keep under our beds.
Yeah, well, it literally does not fit on any of my bookshelves.
So is this literally like someone took them out of the newspaper and had them bound, or is this like a separate release?
So they published them separately. It was published by the New York and London R.H. Bowers Company in 1967. So, yeah. But, I would like, leaf through this and find books that I would absolutely love to see and read. And I think that, Wilbur would like to read them too. And he makes great comments about some of the books and calls some of them outright stupid. Um, and this whole time period is really a foundation for a lot of literature that's coming out. Dunsany and Chambers and Blackwood, Machin, they're all publishing, and they're all getting book reviews. And it's like, one of the things I found out was that the Charing Cross Road station, it was the closest station to a lot of the publishing houses that were up the street from 84 Charing Cross Road, and people would literally hang out at the railway station to get people to sign their books.
Wow.
Wow.
Because they would come to get for meetings. And other people would just hang out, particularly, and apparently it was big amongst the actual railway attendants. So yeah, because most of their job is waiting around, so they would read, and then they would recognize people, and then they're like, "Oh, could you sign my book for me?" And they would just keep it in their little booth. So anyway, I did a lot of research on this book. I think it turned out pretty well. Sal really helped me out. So yeah.
Go
Should
ahead.
be out soon.
Okay. Let's talk about the Burbs. First of all, I'm a huge fan of that movie.
Yes.
What was it,
Corey
late
Feldman.
80s? Sorry?
Corey Feldman,
Yeah.
breakout role.
Something like that. Yeah. First of all, it pushes my buttons because I really like stories, and I don't think there's enough of them that are set like not necessarily cul-de-sacs, but just kind of a closed off community, a closed off street. The neighbors are keeping an eye on everything. I'm not describing this very well, but the whole vibe of the Burbs movie.
Wasn't there a whole show about that? Wisteria Lane?
Wisteria Lane.
Yeah, there was a show.
Oh, it's not something Housewives.
No.
It was a John Belushi movie, Neighbors, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
No, there was a TV series like that too,
Yeah.
but not Supernatural.
No.
Anyway,
no.
well, neither was the Burbs. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Oh, spoilers.
no, that's not spoilers. It's a comedy. It's a comedy / maybe horror. You never know. Anyway, I've seen that movie like 5 times over the years, and then I saw that there's a new series. It came out today, and all of the episodes I think came out at once. I think it's on Peacock. Do I have that right?
Yeah, Peacock.
And
Streaming on.
yeah, I saw the first episode today, and I was hoping it would stay with the vibe of the movie, and it really has so far. I'm really enjoying it. Alan, what did you think so far? You've seen the first episode.
It's got a great cast, and it's sets up a great mystery. It's got the some great supporting characters. The guy from What We Do in the Shadows, the energy vampire. Colin, yeah, he's in it. So that's steals every scene. But yeah, the just a great script, establishes a good character.
Will you set it up for those who aren't familiar with it? Basically, this husband and wife and child.
Yeah, so a couple, an interracial couple moved to back to where he grew up. Now he's English, but it's in America, so they kind of established that his father came for a job in America. So they're in this little suburban cul-de-sac, and all cul-de-sacs are weird, as somebody says. And there is a house that looks abandoned right across from their house. And she slowly acquires details about what's happened in this house. Her husband knows more than what he's letting on. And she becomes friends with the neighbors. She's a lawyer. She's not working right now. She's on maternity leave. And so her and the circle of neighborhood friends are very curious about what's going on with this house.
That's another part of this first episode that I like so much is the neighbors getting together and trying to figure out this mystery. Let's see. Couple things. The first, it's just a fun watch. The name of the first episode is The Goddamn Brownies. So,
Yeah.
And then about 20 minutes in, there's a great Easter egg to the original Burbs movie that I think everyone, if you're a fan of the Burbs movie, you'll really smile at this. And kind of there's a lot of Matt Carpenter type humor, or some Matt Carpenter type humor. For example, a realtor puts the house up for sale, and in the first episode, and he has an open house. So the protagonist, the gal, I forget her name, she goes over there with a couple of the neighbors to the open house, and the realtor brings them into a room, and he goes, and this is the library. And one of the ladies says, very nice. We enjoy literary. So anyway, it's real fun. Matt, I think you'd like it.
I'll have to give it a go. I've never seen the original.
Really?
Same
Yes,
here.
so-
I don't think you need to.
Are you
What's wrong
kidding
with you
me?
guys? What is wrong with you guys?
I never saw the whole movie.
Oh
Well,
my
have
God.
have you watched The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra yet?
Yes, I have.
I'm talking to Mike Davis.
No, and I never will.
So why not? Because it's on the lines of like Bergman and The Seventh Seal.
Oh, is it? Oh, maybe I
Yeah,
will.
it's got the same profundity and special effects.
Desperate Housewives. That's what it was.
That
Thank
was-
you,
that's what it was.
Don Marie. Thank you.
DeBronzo, what was that stupid movie you made me watch about the
Which one of
Yeti?
dozens?
The
Yeah, you got to
Yeti?
narrow that down. Oh, and they're at the house,
Yeah.
and it's got the popcorn song. Oh shit, what's that called? Scream of the Mutilated.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
that's
what a
it.
title.
Scream of the
Banger.
Mutilated is actually better than the Lost whatever
Oh,
of
shit.
Cadavra.
Well, I'm not going to watch that, Matt. Yeah,
You're
Buzz.
missing out, Mike. You are missing out.
I'm sure I am.
As
Now,
Matt would say, a DeBronzo special, apparently.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra has great pieces of dialogue. For example, the female protagonist says, if I wanted to have a calm life, I wouldn't have married a man who studies rocks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
He's pushing the envelope.
Just telling you.
Yeah, so I'm going to watch more of the Burbs tonight. After I don't know if Danielle's watching the game or not. We'll see. But I'm very happy with it. I think it's 8 episodes.
All
So-
right.
Huh?
I said, all right.
All right.
I could be in.
You can be in. Danielle sent me something this week. Yeah, I'm probably the last person to get this, but she sent me, the wine cellar analogy with books and movies, Pete.
No.
Well,
What's
The
the
sh-
wine cellar analogy?
the short version is when you buy books, you're not buying them to necessarily read immediately.
Oh yeah. They look good on the shelf. And
Not only that, but when you're in the mood to read that particular book,
Right.
You
Right.
know, that kind of thing. Anyway, no, I'd never heard it before. I really like it,
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
and it's an excuse for me to buy even more books. So I don't know why she sent it to me. So
Well, the other thing to consider is that like it doesn't, because like if you're I can't read when I'm trying to write, because inevitably whatever I'm reading begins to influence what I'm writing. And you know, like what's happened twice in the last couple of years is like, oh, I had this great book idea and I had all these notes and piles of them about a guy that goes into Appalachia and he has to deal with the flooded water valleys around where they've created a reservoir. And then there's this horrible ancestral monster there. And you're like, oh, and he's like, and it focuses really on his love of fishing. And like, fuck. Then I was like halfway through plotting it, and then I got the the arc to blur the fisherman. I was like, well, this goes away for 10,
I've
20
heard this story before, but it's funny every time.
and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do an Appalachian novel. Like, do it like in the basement. We'll do monsters and spider monsters and it'd be claustrophobic and then fucking Kelly Young comes out and writes the world's greatest spider novel I've ever read. I'm like, well, fuck this shit. I
Well,
can't
very
write
much
that now.
featuring the same great old one.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that great old one Pete Rawlik? I mean, he was in a pretty important scene in there.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
is
like,
great.
shit. Because I was like, you know, literally, Matt, it's what you were talking about yesterday. He's an underused great old one. And I was like, okay, I want to do this. And then, nope, can't do that. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. I live a good life. I write some good shit. I'm happy. My wife loves me. She's not going to divorce me or chop my head off. So,
That's good to know.
yeah. What were we talking about?
Hmm?
What we were talking about? Oh, the wine. Anyway.
Yeah, the wine cellar analogy.
So
Yeah,
wait,
well, the other thing is like with you know, it's like every time I pick up a Caitlin Kiernan novel or short story collection, I'm like, okay, why am I even bothering? Why I should just not write anymore. Um, and it's like I feel like wine's the same way. If you're actually a wine maker and you pick up a bottle of wine that you've been waiting for and you taste it, it's like, man, this is good. I produce shit.
Well, someone already said in the side chat that makes them feel better about themselves. But I think it's a really good analogy, and that's why I wanted to share it with everyone.
I'm bitching, but yeah, it's a good analogy.
So
wait, Ben put something in our little side chat here. I guess
right. Sorry,
there's
Ben. Yeah.
something about a new Talisman novel. So maybe
Yeah.
if you tell us about what the original Talisman novel was.
So back in the 80s, Stephen King teamed up with Peter Straub, who I don't hear his name mentioned. I mean, he passed away sadly several years ago. He had some great novels back in the 70s and 80s into the 90s. Mr. X is one I remember reading in high school.
That's his Lovecraftian novel.
Yes. So they wrote this novel called The Talisman, and it's about a boy. He's like not quite a teen, he's like 13, 14, I think, in the story. And his mom is like an old, like Scream Queen movie actor, and she gets cancer. And so he goes on kind of this, he discovers there's another world, like a parallel world that's fantasy based, but kind of mirrors our own. And so he goes on a quest in that world and in our world. He kind of flips back and forth to find a cure for his mother. It's a really great novel. Highly recommend it. Kind of a coming of age type story. I keep saying they came out with a sequel back in the mid 2000s, where that main character, Jack Sawyer, is now like a cop, and tied into the Dark Tower series. Also a really great novel.
I listened to that one on tape. Back when I was doing a lot of driving when I lived down in Mississippi and I'd have to drive up to northern Alabama, I'd get Stephen King novels on tape and listen to them. And I remember listening to that one.
That's the Black
House.
Black House.
I had no idea it was a sequel to The Talisman, and I really had no idea how it tied into the Dark Tower. But it's just interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it definitely works as an independent novel. Like you don't have to know anything about the Dark Tower, though. I feel pretty certain it name drops Roland once. But the main bad guy, if you will, in Black House is kind of the main bad guy in the Dark Tower series. And I certainly don't want to spoil either novel, but so Stephen King mentioned a few months ago that before Peter Straub passed away, he got a letter from him with an idea for a third novel. And Stephen King had always said that Peter Straub would have to be the one that kind of led the next one because The Black House was very much a Stephen King novel. He wanted the next one to be a Peter Straub novel. Sadly passed away. Well, Stephen King just writes and writes and writes and writes and writes. And, while Joe Hill may take 9 years to come out with one book, Stephen King comes out with, I don't know, 4 a year or something now. I don't even know how he does it. It's great. But so they announced this past week, and they posted like the cover and everything to Amazon. So it's official. So this third book called Other Worlds Than These. Peter Straub is getting a major credit on it, though. This is very much a Stephen King written novel. And that's going to be coming out this October. If you haven't read The Talisman, I do think it's probably Peter Straub's best book, and I would put it in like Stephen King's like top 5. Part of that may be my nostalgia because I was like 12 when I read it. So it may be, it holds up better for me because I was a kid the same age as the main character, but I think it's a really wonderful novel. Black House is honestly great. And like, really, I feel like I shouldn't have to sell people on reading Stephen King.
Did you read Fairy Tale?
Yeah, I read it.
I was asking if Ben, did you read that?
I have not. I'm actually, I think, 4 novels behind now, which is probably the farthest behind I've been on reading Stephen King since I was like 20.
I was just interested because you say it's this second world that's sort of fantasy based, and that's the story behind a fairy tale. And so it just made me wonder, was it kind of similar?
I'll
in the
have to read that
structure?
one. This is very much, I can't think off the top of my head of an example to compare to, but it's like a fantasy United States. Like a similar history where, there was a version of Jack Kennedy that was king of this world that died, that was assassinated
no,
30 years
that's
ago.
not the case in fairy tale. It's like going to the land of Oz in a way, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And the fantasy world that he travels to in the Black House is you find out that it's the world of the Dark Tower series that Roland comes from, if you will. It's Stephen King doing Stephen King things, which also, by the way, it seems half the Joe Hill novels are also tied into the Dark Tower series. So also make it out of what you will. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this come out. I know a lot of people get kind of burned out on Stephen King, but I still enjoy his books so much.
That
Well-
happened to me in the 80s. 80s, maybe the early 90s, when I had just gone through this kick where I'd like The Stand, Firestarter, like anything I could get my hands on. And I got to it and my psyche collapsed because it was so bloody long and slow. It took me a while, but now I've come back to King and I'm back to the point where I just like gobble it all up.
Well, I want to wrap up soon, but I've got a couple more topics on my list that maybe we'll talk about next week. One of them is, I don't see a lot of love from a Buick 8, and I'd like to discuss that next week because I really love
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah.
Also,
I really think it's great.
vaguely connected to the Talisman and
Vaguely
Yeah.
Dark
connected
Tower
to the Dark
series.
Tower series.
It's supposed to be a movie.
I
Is
don't
it?
know. How do you make
From a
that
Buick
into a
8, that would
movie?
not make a good movie. Maybe a TV
Well,
series, limited.
it
So
might-
you know what? It could be better than the Dark Tower movie.
Could be, right? Yeah, possibly.
they were talking about it years ago, and it was on the slate of Stephen King. There's so many movies that have been coming out, so I don't know if it's still a thing or not.
Well, it's about time he caught a break,
It looks like James Wan has the rights. That's an interesting choice. Maybe.
Isn't that the Conjuring guy?
Yeah.
He also wants his dream project is the Call of Cthulhu.
Really?
James Wan. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
he's-
it's
but that's-
everybody's
but
dream project.
He's not most famous for The Conjuring. Oh no. He's directed so many Fast and the Furious movies
Oh,
and
really?
Aquaman.
And the first Saw movie.
Yeah, and
I have
Aquaman
not
did
seen
have
any of those, including Aquaman.
Aquaman had which Lovecraft book in it? Aquaman's dad is reading, I think it's The Thing on the Doorstep or something like that in the opening part of the novel. Alan, do you remember?
No, but I know Black Manta quotes the Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. There's a couple
yeah.
of Lovecraft call outs in that.
I think
And-
it's the Shadow over Innsmouth that's sitting on the table.
is it?
Maybe I
can't
should
remember.
watch it.
It's a fun, superhero movie. I mean, it won't hurt you.
It won't help you either, but
You don't have to be afraid.
It won't hurt. It won't hurt the aged Mike Davis.
You might enjoy it. But
So yeah, maybe who's on the schedule for next week? Maybe we could talk about make one of the topics from a Buick 8, because also that's such a great freaking audiobook too. It's got several different narrators. Oh, Josh is on for next week. So yeah, 2 weeks from now, Jeremiah is going to stop by. Jeremiah Dylan Cook, so we can discuss
Nice.
that. I'll keep it on the list. Always good to chat with him. If you are one of the people who listen to me read horror stories on Tuesday nights, and I've got a kind of a one-man show on Thursday nights, then and if you're on the email list, you already know this, but I'm kind of combining those. And from now on, we're doing it on Wednesday nights. That's Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. So 2 nights a week plus this show I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed. Plus, Alan and I are really working hard on some really fun gaming stuff that I think a lot of people will enjoy. And even if you're not a Call of Cthulhu player, we're going to start recording them very soon so that you can watch them on this YouTube channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
I bought a game called The Dark Rites of Arkham, and Alan and I may do it myself, depends on Alan's schedule, and play this and put it on the YouTube channel as well. So it reminds me a lot of The Last Door. So at first glance, anyway. So yeah, there you go. I'm not going to say the Patreon's name because I don't, for privacy, but I got a new Patreon, and I always try to send a personal note, not just the automatic note, and thank people. And he replied, this just made my day, is why I'm reading this. I'm so stoked to have finally signed up. I found you randomly about a year ago after searching online for something to help me understand Michael Sisko's Pest. Well, I'm sure I was not any help there, and came across your episode with him. Sisko, we got to get him back on too. Been hooked ever since, and you've already turned me on to so many awesome books. Proud to support and can't wait to see what's next. So,
well, do we have
Thank
a
you.
question that we have to ask Cisco?
sorry.
Do we have a question that we have to ask Cisco? You and I?
Do we?
Well, that thing I sent you.
Oh, right. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. It's in my inbox. Right. But of course, you haven't replied to my email about that Michael Menace story.
Yes, I did.
You
The one that, yeah,
did?
we had a conversation about it last week, and Alan's nodding his head because he was there.
there.
All right, Ben. There you go. The old man's losing it.
All three of you? I'm not sure.
Wow,
Which
you missed
old man-
I lob a softball at you, and you swing and miss there, Ben.
Look,
So-
what can I
Uh,
say?
You don't know, Mike. You don't know what he was aiming for. He was trying to whack us in the nuts because we're old.
Oh, Carol says Cisco is reading at KGB Bar in New York City on Wednesday. God,
Nice.
Well, I'll
he's
just
such
catch
a
the
great
train.
huh?
I'll just catch the train and go see him.
He's such a he he's fascinating to listen to him read his work
He is.
too. Really, really
Yep.
fascinating. Yeah. Let me just write something down here. CISCO. That'll remind me to get Cisco back on. Yeah, Kim says we need someone there to live stream it. That'd be great. Or even just record it. So, all right, a couple weeks from now, we'll discuss from a Buick 8 and a bunch of other stuff. Next week, we will talk with Josh Mallerman. That'll be a blast. He's got his new book is titled Evil Dead. Let me get the complete title. Oh, yeah. Watching Evil Dead, Unearthing the Radiant Artist Within. And he talks about his wife had never seen The Evil Dead, and they watched it together. And this book is really, it relates to the movie, obviously, but it's a really great book on creativity and so forth. And Josh is really excited to talk about it. So you guys should definitely read it. Anything else, guys? Did we need to plug anything that we didn't plug?
We plugged stuff I wasn't expecting to. So yeah.
Just we
Yeah.
will in the next coming 6 months be talking about Necronomicon a lot. So just
Yeah.
every other week or so, we're probably going to mention something about it.
We better get Niels on too. I'm just writing that down also. Niels and Cisco. All right. What's the prize again, Matt?
All right. So this is a book of art from the webcomic of Sandra and Woo. If you want to enter to win, send an email to easyandprizes@gmail.com. Put Sandra in the subject line. It'll take us 6 to 8 weeks to draw a winner, but there's all kinds of nifty art in here for you to enjoy. So get your entry in.
Nifty. Swell.
I'm down with the Hepcats.
You're cooking with gas. All right. Thanks again to all my patrons. I really do appreciate you guys. Thanks to you guys here for doing this every Sunday. I'm still flying high from last Sunday's 15th anniversary episode. I had a lot of fun.
So,
And,
so those of you who are worried, the Seahawks are up 3-0.
They're up 3.
All right.
Okay. Good. Good. Oh, I'm rooting for the Seahawks. As little as I care, I'm rooting for the Seahawks. All right. Yep. Everybody read Josh Mallerman's latest book, and we'll talk to him next Sunday. And thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.